Good evening, everyone. Welcome to INTOUCH, a masterclass on school products powered by Brainwonders in partnership with Fliplearn. This fourth edition of my series on a short journey of introducing you to 30 innovative school products selected from across India. In this masterclass, innovative products, informative content, and progressive ideas are being shared with you. We remain hopeful that this and forthcoming sessions will inspire you to take your school community to a new direction of development. My name is Namrata and I will be your moderator for today. I represent India's largest counseling organization, Brainwonders. With 108 global centers and 12,000 connected schools, Brainwonders has been revolutionizing the face of academic guidance, career development, and personal growth via its US patented DMIT and online psychometric tests. Founded by Mr. Manish Naidu, over the past decade, Brainwonders has been nationally awarded on 7 different platforms, including recognition for being the most trusted and digitally innovative career counseling company. Excellence and passion is what Brainwonders strives for. And with that, let's begin today's session. Before I welcome today's speaker, I request all our audience to immerse themselves in this session and hold their questions, which will be addressed right after the session. I present to you today's speaker, Divya Lal, who is the founder and MD of Fliplearn. Divya is a visionary and charismatic leader and TEDx speaker with over 2 decades of experience. Divya has created a special niche for herself in the Indian education industry. Passionate about providing access to quality education to all, she strives towards creating innovative solutions which drastically improve the teaching and learning outcomes. At Fliplearn, her role as a managing director provides her with unique opportunity to bring all her skills on board to create a platform which can be addressed with the need for quality education in India. She has received many accolades, including Visionary Leader Award at World Education Congress Global Awards in 2019, Women Achiever Award under the category Women Achievers Award for Excellence in Enabling Education Through Technology in 2019, and ET Now Education Leadership Award 2018 for Excellence in Education. And of course, there are many more. Divya feels strongly about bridging the digital divide that currently exists in the Indian education system and is happy to work towards creating 21st century future ready education solutions. She looks at education as an opportunity to not just contribute to but to shape the future of the country. So today's session topic is blended learning with Fliplearn. Over to you, Ms. Lal.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
You can continue, ma'am.
To all of you, and I think on behalf of the entire team at Fliplearn, I'm extremely excited to be here. I think whether it's a master class or whether it's about enabling better experiences, we're all here to inspire each other and to leverage on each other's experiences, situations that we've dealt with, and looking at how India of today is actually moving ahead in its academic cycle and the experiences that we are creating as educators, as participants, as students, as teachers, uh, what all we can bring together to bring a large part of value. To join me for this session, I'm going to request Deepika Kumar, our engagement head, who's working with more than 400,000 children and more than 20,000 teachers every day on what are the key aspects and trends that are emerging as far as online education is concerned and how to make this online learning extremely exciting and engaging for both the students and the teachers. Over to Deepika.
Thank you, Divya. And again, a very warm welcome to all of you. And I'm glad to be here, part of this platform where I get to share what Fliplearn is going to help the schools in the future, and also to learn from all of you that what we can incorporate. So, to start with, I will. Today we're looking at a scenario of blended learning. March 2020, uh, the first casualty that happened were the schools. So initially children were really happy. They were so happy that okay, this untimely when we used to have our exams, this is holiday time. April came and the holiday season continued for them. School struggled to actually continue the teaching learning process. Some of them were planned it well and were able to find tech platforms, but majority of them, I would say 90% of them, struggled what to use, how to engage the children, and how will this academic session continue. So gradually everybody found something or the other to continue, but everybody realized online teaching learning can happen. One thing which was missing was the social interaction. Student missed seeing their teachers every day. They missed discussions that would happen in the classrooms, interactive learning that was happening. So that was the missing link in online education. So that is why, and we can't wait for another pandemic to teach us how we can incorporate online teaching to make the school experience better for the children. So when we say blended teaching, it's online learning plus face-to-face learning happening simultaneously. Now, how does that happen? We at Fliplearn, we want to empower every school to adopt blended learning, extend the borders of the classroom, and save precious teaching learning time. We provide curated content from the best resources in the world, and it also provides a personalized learning path to the children. So, FlipLearn at schools, we give and provide an integrated learning experience to all stakeholders, be it school heads, teachers, parents, and students. We in FlipLearn, the teachers can have live classes, assign homeworks, they can create their assign assessments, they can add their content, they can check performance of the children across tests, they can share the reports with the parents, they can restrict access to the content, and auto correction happens for all subjective and some subjective type tests also. It can be easily adopted as it does not take much of bandwidth, internet bandwidth. It's platform agnostics and device agnostic. So when we talk of blended learning, and I shared that in schools or the online teaching, the most missed part was the social interaction. So come schools have reopened, some of their children have started coming. So I would suggest that teachers use this time for the social interaction or the discussions that have gone missing in our online teaching. And the pain areas, the homework, sharing and correction, revision work, practice tests and feedback, finding relevant content for teaching. FlipLearn can take care of all of this. So let me just give you a small demo of how we can do it online. So so I'll just, with a unique login ID and password, the teacher can log in. Once she log in, she's taken to an interface. The middle tab is the school icon.
Yes, ma'am, you can
Yeah, you can
proceed.
see that. Okay, so the teachers can see the courses that they are teaching here. I am just taking one course randomly. Once I select the course, I just need to click the turn editing button on, and I need to add an activity or a resource. So here I will click on homework and I will click on add. Now, all I need to do is to name the homework as I am just naming it as homework dated 29th January 2021 And I have written all questions are compulsory. I have to be attempted. Time is 20 minutes. Now I want to schedule it for a later date. I can choose the date and the time from here. I am scheduling it because I want to show you how the children will attempt it. I am scheduling it for 5:15 now. I can schedule the end time also. I'm giving them 3 hours to attempt. So they can they can do it at, and I have said that it has to be finished in 20 minutes. So here, whatever time they start attempting, they will get 20 minutes to attempt the homework. So now I am putting the activity will be visible to them for 3 hours only. I am again putting an end time to it. I will now add questions. So Fliplearn also provides a question bank. The teachers can select the questions from the question bank, and they can also choose or make their own questions. So, since we have paucity of time, I am simply selecting questions which are pre-existing in a vast repository of question bank, which is about 2.5 lakh questions. They can preview the questions from here. Suppose they like it, they can choose it here, keep it, and otherwise they can unselect and choose any other question. So I am just adding these 5 questions, and I can save it here. In case I want to add another question, I can add a new question. I'll just add a true and false quickly to show you how you can add a question. True and false question. So I will just add a question, past tense of eat is ate. So I will default mark I'll give as 1. I don't need to put a uh, general feedback. I'll just write the correct answer as true, and then I can save changes. So all the questions have got added. All I need to do is to send it to the children. So I will save it and it automatically goes to the children. If I want to preview it, I can do that also. Once I have saved it, I can preview it under homework. But I don't want to preview it. I will just send it to the students. Now let me show you how the students will see it. So just tell me in case you can still see my screen or you can't see my screen. Or I will unshare and share once again. So I hope you can see my screen. Now as a student who is tagged to the teacher, he can log in from his unique login ID and password, and he can, once he logs in, he apart for having apart from having access to the curated content, he sees whatever is happening in his class on the front or the first interface only. So all the live classes that are happening will come here. The learning content which has been shared by his teachers to study at home, that can be seen. And this is the homework that I have just shared with him. So he will click here and he is taken to the homework. Now all he has to do is to start attempt. Now he can, I will randomly select the answers. Okay, past tense of it. So once he has done it, he finishes attempts. He is asked whether he wants to return and recheck or he wants to submit all and finish. So I am submitting all and finish. So here you can see the child gets a instant feedback. So his second and third question is right. First is partially right, and 4, 5, 6 questions are wrong. So this is how the child gets to know his or her performance in the classwork or homework that the teacher shares with him. Now, again, this is the child has seen. Now, how does the teacher see the work that the child has done? So, this was the teacher had given. Let me just go to the homework uh, or the course where I had assigned the homework. Just go down. I have since this is a demo ID, so a lot of work has happened here. So that's why we have to scroll down. See here only. So I'll show you any homework that has happened here and the number of attempts the teacher gets to see here, and all she has to do is to click here and she will get to see how the children have performed at number of attempts. So here she can see one child has attempted and these are the questions which are right. These are the questions. She can regrade the questions also. She can actually see the performance of the child. She can also regrade the question paper and see the report here. The performance of the children over a period of time becomes visible here. So that way, it's very easy to give homework, auto correction happens, and the teacher saves precious time in the classroom and after the class in correction. Also, the platform can be used for giving testing, tests, and giving feedback to the children. So I'll quickly show you how actually the teacher can make the test also. So I'll go back again to the same window and I will add another activity, but this time I'll add a quiz. So quiz, the teacher can make a quiz also, which can be used for practice test, or we have used it for online testing when the children were not coming to the school. So let me just put it as class test 29 January 2021. Whatever instructions, complete it within time limit of 30 minutes. All questions compulsory. All questions carry equal marks. So whatever instructions. So here also the same way I can enable. Suppose I want to plan the test for next Monday. I can change the date here and I can make the time as 9 or 10. Similarly, if I want to end it the same day, I will put the same date, or I want to give a 1 day extension, I can do that. I will give a, since it's a test, there has to be a time limit or a 30 minutes since I had said, let me. So open attempts are submitted. Even if the child has not been able to attempt, his attempt will be submitted. Now I want to give him only one attempt. Review option. Since it's a test, I don't want them to see the test marks there and then. So I will just change the options here so that they are not able to see the test. So I want show activity as completed. Then I will again, I will give them some more time. So save and display. I will now add questions to the quiz. So same way I can add either from the question bank, but I also, since it's a test, I also want an essay type question. So once, let me just choose some questions from here, and I want to give an essay type question. So I am giving them an essay type question. I want to do a picture composition with them. So let me just add a picture from my repository. I can choose a file. I have already saved a picture here, market scene, and I am uploading market scene, and I will save the image. I can make it smaller, or so it has come here. So I want them to write a picture composition in 50 words. So now, since it's an essay type question and generally children have not been writing, so I want to make sure that they write it, click a picture, and they don't send me a typewritten message. So I am taking away the option of online text, and I am allowing them to attach one page. Here it's not optional. Any kind of file I am allowing. So I will choose all types. So this actually allows, right now they're writing, but maybe in junior classes, the teacher might want them to recite the poem. Dance teacher might want them to showcase some steps. So this file types provides provision for any kind of file. So that's why I'm choosing all kinds of file, and I am again saving the changes. Now let me just send it to the children, and I will show you again how the children can now attach the. I will go to the same child's window. Okay, I've come back to the teacher. So I have come back to the child's when the child is so this is the test that has been given. Refresh. Internet has gone slow, I think. From here also he can attempt. I can. So he can attempt it from here. Start attempt. This is a different test that I had created. I'll have to let me just go back again. Where I had given. I named it. Okay. So this is, let me just, so the child can upload a file where he has written, it could be a PDF, it could be a Word document, it could be a picture. So whatever he has, wherever he has written, if it's a JPEG, he can attach a JPEG. So let me just attach this file and I can submit it. Finish attempt. So now the teacher can correct it the same way she corrected her homework. So this way it's very easy to attempt or to give homework for the teachers. And just come back to my presentation. And we also have curated content for the teachers to teach in online classes and in the classroom. The children also have access to the content as well as practice tests, so they can learn at their own pace and space. Uh, it covers for students all subjects. We have gamified quizzes, we have performance dashboard where parents can also check how much their child has learned in the given chapter, in the given topic. He can have access to it anywhere, and just not the class where he is studying. He gets access to a class above and a class below his the class where he's in which he is studying. This is specifically kept in mind so that he can refer to something which he has studied earlier, and in case he's a curious kid, he can also study something which he will be studying in the next class. So he can plan his studies and study from the assigned content. We are also in compliance with the NEP 2020 by providing digital content and a platform to all the schools. We also have education planning, teaching and learning, and assessment and administration management in our platform. So these are some of the awards and accolades that we have won, and this is where people can reach out. So let's collaborate and make a teaching learning a more joyful and a more enjoyable and effective scene for our children. So with this, I come to an end of my presentation. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We
All right.
actually have a lot of questions lined up for you
Sure.
already during your
Sure.
demonstration. Dear participants, you can move forward with your questions. You can type it out in the chat box, use the activities button and post it there, or of course, you can raise your hand and present it directly. So, ma'am, we'll just go ahead with the first question.
Sure. Sure.
The first question is there by Dr. Yogita Sarwal, who's asking, is there a provision of QuizBot in this, which questions, which presents the questions, and will it be subjective or objective?
Mm, so QuizBot is not there, but the only thing that teacher can do is to create her own questions, and it can be done real time. The teacher can actually do it real time, but no, if we talk about a quiz bot, then it's not there. Teacher has to either take from the question bank or create her own questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, Nisha Singh is asking, can a student do multiple attempts for the quiz?
Yes, the teacher has an option of giving them multiple attempts. That's possible.
All right, ma'am.
So it
Okay.
actually depends on whether the teacher wants them to attempt multiple times, or she wants, since it's a quiz or a test, then most of them would want it as one attempt. But yes, that flexibility is there with the teacher.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Dear participants, you can continue posting your questions as they come. I'm sure Deepika ma'am here would be happy to answer them.
Yes, sure.
Hello, hi, good evening, Deepika ma'am. Hi, Namrita.
Hello.
Uh, Deepika ma'am, I have a question. So,
Yeah,
as you
sure.
told that in quiz there is a provision of multiple attempts, but
Yes,
how
Nisha ma'am.
then a teacher is going to get the report of how she'll be able to understand what's the learning gap or what's the learning status of her class? Can you please
Okay.
explain
So,
that?
Nisha, the thing is, when the teacher is giving them multiple options, she can also choose which test or which marks should be counted. So, normally, if she is giving them to go three attempts, the best marks will be chosen for the teachers to see.
Okay, okay, great. Then it makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll wait for some more questions. Ma'am, if you don't mind, I do have a question that I
Sure,
want to
sure,
put
Namrita.
forward.
Sure.
So I understand that why Fliplearn is the need of the hour, in COVID times where everybody has been pushed into their study rooms or living rooms, basically, right? But then I think some, at least during the demo that you're presenting, I think some aspects were quite interesting. It simplified, let's say, like how we spoke about the multiple attempts, in the test, and some specifics which were quite useful, I think, even if we were, in the conventional model of learning. So do you think that Fliplearn can also work, some aspects of it can also be adapted in a conventional open school, a physical
Sure.
system as well?
Sure, Namrata, why not? Because we have curated content. So it's
Exactly.
the teachers can use that curated content, and it is as per CBSE, as you also showed in the film on us, that we have content as per CBSE, ICSE, and the state and the international baccalaureate. So while teaching in the classroom, also the teachers can have their unique ID and passwords, and he can use that content. we also have interactive worksheets. So since right now we were short of time, I did not take you through the content, but yes, we have beautiful animations which are there for each and every subject, and teachers as well as students can use it for learning. So we all know a picture is worth a thousand words. So when they see the concepts, the abstract concepts, they easily retained by them.
Fair enough, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the content is available for which all subjects?
It's there for all the subjects that are there except for uh, languages. We have only for Hindi. Other than Hindi, other languages are not there. And physical education, music, and dance. Otherwise, we cover almost all the subjects. If you want,
Okay.
I can maybe very briefly, I can share with you some of the animations that will give you an idea.
Yes, ma'am, that will be very useful. Please
Sure,
do
sure,
that.
ma'am. I'll do that. Yeah.
All right.
So very. So this tab, we have content for all the classes. The teacher has access to all the classes,
Okay.
so she can pick. So, example, I am picking up maths and class 8th maths. So, once she clicks here, she can see here that the content is for rational numbers, properties, and the number of the learning material is given there. So, in case I am choosing here, so you can see it's animation and there are interactive worksheets as well. So, for 10th and 12th, we have the board sample papers also. So teacher can mute it as per her convenience, whatever she requires. She can use her own voiceover. She can pause the animation wherever she wants so that she can offer her own explanation and she can fast forward it. So let me show you some more. So let me give you a glimpse of there are mind maps. So for children, there is an overview of the chapter, so they know how things are related. All these can be used in a physical classroom. So when I said blended classroom, this is one of the solution where it can be used inside the classroom, beyond the classroom, by children on their own. So this is a real life application. I remember I studied trigonometry endlessly without understanding what is its implication in real life. But when it came to me much later. But here, for every topic in maths and science, we give them real life applications so that they are able to relate to the subject. There are interactive worksheets. So children can do it there in the classroom with the teacher, and the teacher will get to know their level, understanding level, and she can then work on it. So let me take you to some other class also. Let me pre-nursery. So where it is thematically lined. So since it's for younger children, so like this, then for class 10th, let me just show you.
Good evening, Deepika ma'am. Can I
Yeah,
ask you something,
sure,
please?
sure. Let me just, yeah.
Ma'am, flip learn is a very catchy word. So,
Okay.
how and why did you choose this one?
Okay. Okay. And,
Thank you.
yeah. Yes, that's an interesting one. So, flip learn, we use the term because the thing is, we work on the assumption, ma'am, that children, when they come to the class, they're not expected to know anything, and the teacher is supposed to start from a scratch. So, FlipLearn was designed to give children an idea or come prepared to the classroom with some information about the topic that they are going to study. So, it's the flip model. We were trying to use a flip model where children don't come to the classroom as a blank slate, but with some knowledge about the subject that they are going to study in the classroom. So that's why flip learn.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you,
Deepika
ma'am.
ma'am,
We have a
yeah, Nisha.
question by Dr. Nalini Arora,
Yeah,
who is Nisha, ma'am. You can probably raise your hand, and then we can come back to you as well.
yeah, sure, sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a question by Dr. Nalini Arora, who states this is not to say that technology isn't effective. It is difficult to say if chalk is effective or graphing calculators are effective, or if that computer lab is effective, because it's not always clear how we are measuring that effectiveness. So, how do we know when something works in education?
uh, difficult one. Yes. So I think, ma'am, it's basically the research which says that yes, we've been using the chalk and talk method for a very, very long time. And we cannot say we have produced excellent scientists, we have produced excellent engineers, and but the only thing is, I would say, uh, children have for long mucked up things. They have learned them by heart and performed in the exams and maybe scored very good marks. So when we talk of, I would say, learning by doing, like they do it in a computer lab, or when they see things on the screen, the abstract concepts like a universe or uh, a digestive system that we all have. We have only seen it in the books. So when they see it on screen, at least the retention is for a much longer time. That's what I can say. And when they retain and they understand things, of course, the academic performance is bound to improve. So maybe right now we do not have any scientific study. We are all too new in the this platform or edtech business. But sure, the experience or the feedback that we get from the teachers, the principals, and the students together says volumes about how they are liking the way they are studying now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think Nisha, ma'am, you had a question.
Yes. So I wanted to ask, is the content in the FlipLearn adaptive and personalized to each student, or whether it's a video which each student is expected to view and learn?
So, Nisha ma'am, they have, it's the same for all the children, like pertaining to the same board, I am saying. So, if a CBSE class 8th child is here in Delhi or in Maharashtra, CBSE content will be the same. They also
Mm.
have, besides the learning mode, they also have a practice mode. So, wherein they get the questions are shuffled. So suppose I am doing the same chapter, suppose both you and me, we are studying in the same class in different location, or maybe the same location, and we do the practice test, the content remains the same, But when we attempt the practice questions for the same topic, you will get a different set of questions to practice, and I will get a different set of questions to practice. So that way, it is like through technologically, they will get shuffled. But yes, the larger bank is the same, and the content is
Okay,
the same.
okay, got it.
Thank you so much. We have a question by Pankaj Jain who states when the
Yeah.
creation of an e learning course begins, usually most of the attention is paid to technology implementation and the actual design of the learning content comes second. How can we integrate this in the new blend learning?
Can you just repeat the question? Sorry, Namrata.
So actually the beginning part is more like a statement. So it
Yeah.
says when the creation of an e-learning course begins, most of the focus goes on to the technology aspect and
Technology
then the
platform.
content follows.
Yes.
So when it comes to blended learning, how do we ensure that the integrity of the course is maintained?
See, I think the for us at Fliplearn, at least technology is a medium to help teaching learning. It is not the it is only a way forward. So content and the teaching learning material is of prime importance. How we are delivering is secondary. So it can be adopted since blended learning. We have the platform where we have the content, we have the tools to deliver. So technology for us is a tool to deliver the content. So you will see, sir, you will maybe just browse through the content and browse through a platform. You will see that everywhere, I would say, technology will be a tool to deliver. So we have to, of course, we can't neglect the technology bit of it, because if we have the best of content, the technology is not able to deliver it, then uh, it will be useless. So a right balance has to be. We have to strike a right balance between the two so that both, or maybe their contents importance is not undermined, and same way the technology's importance is also not undermined.
I absolutely agree with you, ma'am, that the quality of highest quality of content is maybe incomplete if it
Without
is not matched by an equal quality of technology to
technology
deliver that content.
content.
Something an information can be translated as learning only if it is delivered in an
Deliver.
effective manner. So I think like how you said that uh, the technology is a carrier, but the carrier also has to be
To
strong
be
enough
strong
to
enough. Yes.
take it ahead. Very well said, ma'am. I think we have a time for one final question if anybody has it. Let me just check. Yes, ma'am. We do have one more question by Sachin Kumar. He says it's not easy for schools to keep up with rapidly changing technology. So, what will be the best cost effective tool for school based educational technology programs?
Uh, I would say, sir, we will have to adopt to new technologies as and when they come. We cannot, it is a changing world, and we have to be ready to adapt to changes. One simple activity that I do with, and or which I have also learned, when we put our hands or we clasp our hands when we pray, there is for everybody, even if you try it right now, for everybody, there will be one particular thumb which will be on top. For some of you, it may be the right one. For some of you, it may be the right, left one. But if you unclasp and now you put it in a different way, so that change is uncomfortable. If you put it the other way around, if your left was on top, You put the right one now on top, it will be uncomfortable. The same thing applies to every change in our life. Simple physical change makes us uncomfortable. So we, any technological change also. Let's go to the mobile phones, which are very, very, I think, become part of our life. We cannot live without them. We started with the QWERTY models, and now we are on to the smartphones. And even a rickshaw puller who's not educated enough can use it. So we all adopt. It is only thing is we become uncomfortable maybe in the beginning, but gradually we adapt to it, and that is what makes us progress. So if we want to progress, make our teaching learning process effective, keep it updated, we will have to adopt new technology. We cannot say Fliplearn today in the way it is today, it will not be the same 6 months from now, because we like to make it more interactive, maybe more simpler, more user friendly, incorporate more features. So we will evolve. So
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering that. Dear participants, the contact details for the team of FlipLearn has been posted in the chat box. You can take it down from there. For everyone's convenience, I will just read it out as well. The email ID is contactus@fliplearn.com. There's an alternate email ID also which says support@fliplearn.com. Their phone number is 1800 103 0362, and their website is www.fliplearn.com. Thank you so much, ma'am, for
thank
joining us
you.
today.
It
It
was
was definitely a great session. The demo that you have taken for all of us, I think, was very, as you would have figured out from the Q&A, it definitely picked a lot of interest.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to be on the platform and interact with everybody, and look forward to many more sessions like this. Thank you, Namrata, and thank you all the people who are there on the platform. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, thank you for being such an engaging and attentive crowd today. We'll see you again for one final session tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. Till then, have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.